Friday. We've got one topic left. This is going to be interesting because I thought that Marvin Harrison, not only did I think he was going to be the first wide receiver taken, before the season started, I said he's going to be first off the board. And I still think it's going to be Caleb Williams, and I still think that's going to be a massive mistake. But neither here nor there. A lot of folks now, according to Adam Schefter and others, are saying that it's not Marvin Harrison Jr., but Malik Nabers, who ran like a 4.35 at the Combine and had, this was astonishing to me, had the single best season by an LSU receiver ever. I don't need to list the great wide receivers that have come through there. Some teams are saying that he's going to be wide receiver 1 off the board. Should he be?
And lost their mind. It's nice that he ran a nice 4.38. What did you think he was going to run? All these guys
Some said he was a 4.5, 4.6 guy.
That 4.3 only is there to verify what you saw on tape. You saw on tape he was explosive. You saw on tape he could catch the ball. You saw on tape he was a playmaker. But let's be clear. Marvin Harrison Jr., 6'4", probably runs around that same type of speed.
Pedigree.
Route running is off the charts, could play anywhere. Marvin Harrison Jr. is, I'm not going to say light years better than Nabers, but to me, when you look at the pedigree, the build, the production, who you playing against, he's been that guy. He will continue to be that guy.
I think everything I've heard, Malik Nabers is going to be a great player in the NFL.
I think they both
But he's not going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm with you. I think this is all nonsense. There's always stories like this that go around. It's teams playing games or whatever. The first non-quarterback off the board is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think there's any doubt. I'd be stunned if it was anybody else.
I will too, but you know it's the bright, shiny object that draws the attention at the draft.
I think it's stupid teams.
And somebody might move up to make that move. It's going to be really interesting to see how they fall off the board. I'm staying with my prediction that I made 2 years ago when I said Marvin Harrison will certainly be the first receiver taken when he comes out. And there was a point last year when I said, no, he's going to go overall number 1. I just think Caleb Williams is still a risk. But if you just compare Marvin Harrison Jr. with Malik Nabers, I think Nabers was the benefactor of having a much better quarterback. I think we can all agree that LSU had the Heisman winner. He was a far better quarterback. It's still very impressive that his season last year was the single best season ever at LSU.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Jefferson, Beckham, Chase, Landry.
Yeah,
like,
the list goes on.
They've had, it's like wide receiver U, and the fact that he's had a better single season than anybody else, I can see why the temptation is there, but in my mind, Marvin Harrison is what I like to call a draft him and forget him. You don't think about wide receiver 1 for 10 years after you select this guy. His dad was a Hall of Fame wide receiver. His dad had a notorious work ethic. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. has the same work ethic. I think he's the first wide receiver taken. I agree with you. I think they're both going to be perennial Pro Bowl receivers.
I think somebody's got a smoke screen. I think somebody want Marvin Harrison Jr. to fall to him.
They're putting misinformation out there.
So all these dudes that's like, oh, Malik Nabers, we love him. Yeah, go ahead and take Malik Nabers. So we can go ahead and get that.
It's not a knock at him. He's a hell of a player.
I mean, when you see Marvin Harrison, you see like, oh my good, like just the physical size. Like,
remember the catch he made last year that we had a freeze frame of it?
Where he was bending over.
99% of his body was out of bounds and almost on the ground, but his toes were
insane to pass on him.
And those guys talk about
taking a quarterback.
Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. All they've done is come in and get 1,000 every year. They've been in the league. And he was on the same roster. They was like, oh no, that guy.
To your point, I didn't think about this, but to your point about the whole misinformation thing, I think you're right. I saw an interview. This is what tells me Jim Harbaugh can stand in front of a camera. He can sell cigars to a nun. The question was, what do you think of J.J. McCarthy? Best quarterback in the draft. No question. Best quarterback in the draft. And he went on for 2 minutes about how J.J. McCarthy's the best quarterback in the draft. I don't even think it's close. Well, he wants someone else who needs a quarterback to make a trade with him.
Right, because they're high.
He's got a high pick. The guy is a master con man.
If he loves him that much, then trade Justin Herbert.
That's what I said. You love him so much, deal Herbert, and you play with him.
Right.
You may have loved him in college.
I think he's going to be a bust in the NFL. I'm convinced.
I don't think he's going to be a success in the NFL at all.
He reminds me of Mac Jones and Kenny Pickett. I think he's that same level of quarterback.
Now watch, he'll go on to be Tom Brady Part 2.
Yeah, well.
Because Brady coming out of Michigan excited nobody.
Man.
And look what he went on to do.
Well, but But he's going to be a first-round pick, though, unlike
he will.
Unlike Brady.
Yeah, Brady slipped to the 6th round. I think because of that, no Michigan quarterback will ever slip to the 6th round ever again.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've done it all. We've done the Browns, we've done the Cavs, we've done the Guardians. I hope everybody has a terrific holiday weekend. If you're of the faith, happy Easter. Enjoy your family, enjoy the holiday, and we'll be back here Monday. Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. The YouTube show starts every day bright and early, 11 a.m. Have a great weekend.